You are now listening to The Box Out with Kahlil Thomas and Jason Kahlil on the One Podcast Network. Let's get it.
From NJ to BK in the world, it's The Box Out here on the One Podcast Network. My name is Kahlil Thomas. Joining me in just a few minutes will be Jason Kahlil from Brooklyn, New York. This is going to be a quick show tonight. We got the NBA Cup Championship games starting at 8:30 tonight, about 28 minutes, so we're not going to be on that long. We want to preview the game, talk about some other news real quick, and then we're going to go watch the game because the Knicks are in it. Obviously, you know, Jason and I are really big Knicks fans, and listen, I'm still not a fan of the NBA Cup by no stretch of the imagination. I'm not a fan. I don't think it's great. Is it cool to see my team in the NBA Cup championship? Yes, it is. I love it. It's cool. And to see how they played on Saturday night against Orlando, and a team in Orlando that they've had trouble with, and it's a team that, you know, are always going to be in that cusp of, you know, an Eastern Conference mix. It's a really young team. They're really quick. They're really fast. They play really up-tempo. And I think in the past, with the Knicks not running up-tempo and trying to muddle you down, it was always a problem for them. They handled them very, very well on Saturday night, shooting the lights out. Karl Anthony Towns hitting threes. Still not a fan of him shooting so many threes, just saying. But the game against Orlando on Saturday night, in a game that actually kind of doesn't count in the grand scheme of things, was probably the best game they've played the entire season. I think that was their most complete win they've had this season. So now they move into the championships of the NBA Cup against the San Antonio Spurs. And deep down, I kind of wish that they played OKC. Like I kind of wanted OKC to play them. I kind of wanted to see OKC only because, for me, I really wanted to see how good we are. Like, I think we're good. I think we are. I don't think we are where we should be right now, by any means of the imagination. But I think the OKC game would have been a really good litmus test to see how good we are. We're not going to get that. Obviously, we got San Antonio, also another young team. Wemby's back. He returned from the injury list, so he will be a big part of this game tonight. And I'm curious to see how the Knicks handle Wembanyama, because whenever they play the Spurs, Wembanyama is a issue for this team. They are a problem, and it's something that they really have to work on. It's something you can't game plan for certain players in the NBA. You can't game plan for Giannis. You can't game plan for Victor Wembanyama. You can't. So you almost have to hope that, you know, Wemby's going to get his points. Wemby's going to do what he does. Let's stop Stephon Castle. Let's stop De'Aaron Fox, right? Let's shut those other guys down. Wemby's going to do Wemby. We just have to make sure that we stop everyone else in the process. And I think that's going to be the key to this game tonight. I will say this, and I think Jason might disagree. I do not want to see any banners hung at the Garden for the NBA Cup. I don't want no ceremonies. I don't want the and someone, you know, putting it up as I bring in Jason Kahlil from Brooklyn, New York. Jay, what's up?
Not much. You know they're going to put a banner up in the Garden.
I don't want them to. I really don't want them to do a banner. They are, like you said. I just really don't want them to do the banner and have like the whole pomp and circumstance of the banner.
I personally think they should put the banner in front of 33rd and 7th Avenue, right at the corner, right where all the fans kind of congregate, and where they have all the videos you see on all these social media accounts.
Just hanging on the light pole.
Yep, that's
And
exactly.
where it stays.
That's where it should stay. That's exactly where it should stay.
Like hang on light pole, like they hang like those like Radio City Rocket banners they have in the Christmas season. I was saying early on, oddly, I kind of wanted to see the Knicks play OKC.
I did too.
I wanted to see because I feel like that would be the litmus test to see how good they are. I feel like San Antonio does give the Knicks a lot of trouble. We saw it last year in their 2 games. Mm-hmm. I think we saw it last year when they played on Christmas. I'm not sure it was
Christmas,
last year, the year after Christmas.
It was Christmas. Mm-hmm.
They have trouble with the Spurs, but OKC really could have been a statement game. The Knicks came out and beat Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh, 100%. Because I feel like you said, that would have been a litmus test as the trade season starts. That would have been perfect. Okay, like we could really see. I think conventionally, I think we kind of all agree that the Knicks are either 1 or 2 in the East now, like officially.
Yeah,
they're the class of the East. So I think this would have been a better test against OKC. But I feel like this is a damn if you do, damn if you don't situation. Because I feel like there's going to be jokes if they win the cup. There's going to be jokes if they lose the cups. Either way, we'll see what happens.
So I was saying in the beginning how I'm still not sold on the NBA Cup. Like my team's in it. My team is in the title game, and I still find myself shitting on the cup. I think you enjoy the cup, correct?
I enjoy the cup.
Okay. Sell me on why the NBA Cup shit, because Charles Barkley shit on it last night or the night before. Sell me on why the NBA Cup matters and why it's actually good.
Except for I want to sell it to you in terms of like it's a good booster, morale booster. Okay. Whereas like the Commissioner Cup in the WNBA, to me that matters more because usually if you win that, it's a significant indication that you're in the contention for the finals. Mm-hmm. Last year Milwaukee won. It kind of like Milwaukee didn't really do any damage. However, it did propel the Thunder to take the playoff run seriously. Considering they didn't win the cup, they finished second in the cup. Okay. And the Lakers when they won, they put the banner up next to all the championships and everything, but it still meant something for the Lakers in terms of trying to make the playoffs. So it kind of gave them a morale booster. I think if the Knicks win, it definitely sets the tone for the rest of the season in terms of dominance in the East. When it comes to 1-game tournament, you know, the Nova Knicks know they've been in these waters before. So that's another indication we're like, hey, you know, we know how to win tournaments per se. So I think it's a good morale booster overall. If the Knicks win or even the Spurs win, if the Spurs win, it shows the league that, hey, they arrived. They're serious. They're going for the playoffs, you know, considering they won back-to-back Rookie of the Years just last year. So it's a good indication of the future. And that's what I would say the Cup has always been about. It's always been about signaling the future stars of the NBA early.
Okay. First season Lakers won it. Last year Milwaukee won.
Right.
Did those 2 teams do anything in the playoffs?
No. However, wait. I forgot about this. The 2 runner-ups that lost last year. I mean, the two runner-ups before, they both went to the finals last year. So I think the Cup run did help the Pacers. I'm reaching for straws here. It did help the Pacers, but it definitely did help Oklahoma with the playoffs.
So what you're saying is the Knicks should lose this game, and that should propel them into the NBA Finals or championship.
If they lose this game, I don't want to see the memes.
I had a conversation with somebody today about the possible Giannis trade, and how they played so well on Saturday. Do you really want to destroy that chemistry? Does that scare you? Because we saw what they could be on Saturday night against Orlando. I said that might have been the best game they played all year.
Which follows after playing Toronto, which I thought was the best game they played all year. That second quarter.
So we have 2 straight games where they played their best ball. Does it scare you to even think like, okay, I think they might have figured this out. Now you have to trade everybody.
I agree. I think depending on the showing tonight, and if I think it goes the way it's going to go, I think you can't. You gotta hold off on any Giannis talk because that will only disrupt chemistry where everything seems to be gelling at the right time. I think now you plug and play whoever you might need to add to the depth.
Yeah, I think the problem becomes you get Giannis and you get a superstar, right? You get this transcendent superstar, but you're going to lose Cat, who's starting to play ball, even though I'm still not a big fan of Cat. And you're going to lose OG because obviously I think Mikal Bridges is off limits because of what they gave up to get Mikal Bridges.
Right.
Do you really want to take away OG? Do you want to take away Cat? And Cat's playing well. And do you want to give up whatever draft capital you have? You don't have a ton. Like you gave a lot of it to Brooklyn. You have a little left. Do you want to give all that up, especially with pick swaps, which, I mean, in reality, doesn't really mean much to you because you should be good for a few more years.
Couple of years. Yeah.
But I've been kind of going back and forth. Last week, I was gung-ho, like, let's get it, let's do it. Now I'm like, they're playing the best basketball. Let's pump the brakes and really think about the repercussions of a deal like this.
Yeah, it all goes to show. It all goes to the showing of like tonight or when they play the top tier teams in the West. Because I feel like on stand pack, they're the best team in the East. But if you're really talking about title contention or really hanging one of the big boys in the West, like I said, tonight's a good litmus test because you're playing an up and coming team who I think was probably the third best team in the West anyway. So it's a good litmus test.
Who do you got? The Knicks? I'm assuming Knicks winning.
I got the Knicks. I think the Knicks. I think Wemby, he's gonna have a good game, but that's about it. I think they shut everybody else down.
All right, good. So Knicks, I think I have the Knicks winning too. It will be nice to see him win a trophy. The first trophy. Yeah. When the hell did he win a trophy?
Eastern Conference in '99.
Oh, damn! It's been 26 years since they won a trophy. Oh my god! And it's not even it's not even Larry O'Brien. This is the NBA Cup. Like what the hell?
Hey,
this is what we got. Like I said, it's gonna be a quick show. I'm gonna go right into the WNBA proposal because we got the Players Association. They have their proposal. Needless to say, they're probably not going to agree with it. Players receive roughly 30% of total league and team revenue. Under the current proposal, under the latest proposal, players receive less than 15% of the total league and total revenue based on the league. So the league saying 15, a little less than 15. The players saying 30. So I guess the middle is 20.
Yeah, I'm about to say 22, 23, yeah.
In the union's proposal, salary cap will be determined by taking the player's share of the previous season's total revenue, subtracting the cost of various player benefits, and dividing that number by the number of teams. The benefits include medical costs, transportation, housing, and then they're proposing mandatory league and team audits.
Oh, wow.
Which is what those owners probably don't want to hear nothing about an audit.
Yeah, they're definitely shooting that down.
So based on this is kind of broad strokey. How do you feel about this proposal right now?
I think the owners are going to laugh at this and they're going to go back to the drawing board. I think the players. I understand why they aim high so they could try to land somewhere in that 20 to 22 spot. But I definitely think the owners are gonna shoot this down very fast.
I mean, I feel like 15 to 30, the middle would be
22, 23, 22.
Yeah. Do you think they can meet in the middle, or do you think that both sides, like the players, like we want 30, and the owners like you got 15? Or is there a middle ground in this, or have we gone too far where both sides are kind of dug in and saying we're not budget?
I think we've gone too far because I think the owners are going to be like, hey, listen, we're not making a profit. We can see you at 16, 17%. They're going to try their best to not go over 20%. So I think that's where it's going to be a problem for the players. And we got to see how it plays out.
So Kelsey Plum is the first vice president of the Players Association. She said the talks have not really progressed since this last extension they had a couple weeks ago.
I believe that.
We're about 2 weeks into this extension, and nothing's happened. So we're at this weird standstill where this extension is going to have to happen again. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure in negotiations you have more than 2 extensions of the CBA. I feel like this is an all or nothing situation. And I think they're back down to 30 days now to figure this out.
Yeah, because nothing's getting done before the new year. So I think this is we're definitely heading towards what we always assume, which would be a lockout, and it's going to get uglier. I think this is going to get uglier before it gets better.
Oh, okay. I'm going through this. So there's more to the proposal. The players are proposing carrying 12 players on all times.
Okay.
They're also proposing that teams be allowed to sign 2 developmental players who will receive a stipend and could appear in up to 10 games at a prorated minimum salary. I don't think that's a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
Okay. Salary exceptions, parental leave. They've exchanged proposals, but they have not agreed on parental leave, which is weird. Unions proposing that teams increase full-time security employees to 2. Apparently, they got 1 guy. They want 2, which I don't think
that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Union would like players to receive up to $500 per month in reimbursement for out-of-network mental health services in the CBA.
Oh, I got to take our mental health seriously.
And the players are proposing that the league reimburse $1,500 annually to retirement players to undergo various physical exams.
I don't know. Well, I don't want to say they're not asking for nothing unreasonable.
They're not. I feel like, okay, 2 security guards instead of 1. Okay.
Yeah.
The parental leave, you got to figure something out because when they get pregnant, they're kind of, I'm not sure if they even get paid. I'm pretty sure they don't.
Pretty sure they don't either. That's like a lost season.
Retired players should get something. I feel like it should be like the NBA and NFL. You put your service in, you get something on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
I think the league would say yes to a lot of this. I really still think the sticking point is going to be that revenue share and that percentage. I feel like that seems to be the only thing that's holding everything up is
which the owners are going to be like, hey, listen, we're going to give you all this other stuff, but you got to meet us here we're not making a profit. You got to take this 17%.
Well, the owners are like, we'll give you more money. Like, we'll pay you more. But I think the players are like, no, we want a cut of what you have. It's not so much about getting paid and getting like $1 million too. It's like
they want the cut.
They want as a whole. And I like how they're thinking. Mm-hmm. They're not looking at, okay, the top 8 players are going to make $1 million. They're like, no, we want a cut of the revenue so everybody eats, not just those top, 10 or 11 players that you have in the league.
Right.
They're looking at it at this macro view, and the owners are like, we would have paid the good players a lot of money. I'm like, yeah, but if you look at the league as is, give me names of who would make that big money? Caitlin Clark. Would you give it to Angel Reese?
I'll give it a little below Caitlin.
I think Brianna Stewart's not in that.
She's not in
conversation.
That top.
Nafisa Collier's in that conversation.
Definitely.
Asia Wilson's definitely in that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Besides those 4, is there anyone else that you can say we can make a push to make $750,000 or $1 million? No,
I don't think anybody else. There's
another player that is going to be worth that money yet. I think you can see it eventually. I think Paige Beckers might get to that point, or Juju Watkins when she comes out. But
she comes in right.
You got 4 players who we'll pay them, and they're like, but what about everybody else? I think they're looking at everybody and saying we want everybody to eat and make sure that everybody is successful, not just that top heavy and stuff. So it's gonna be interesting. The clock is still ticking. I don't see a 3rd extension, so if they don't have this knocked out by the beginning of the year, I think we're looking at a work stoppage and hard times in WNBA.
Hard times, yeah.
Lighter note, Toronto Tempo released their jersey. Not a fan. Very boring.
I think I'll look at it and see it, yeah.
Just says Tempo. Oh, man, okay. They even put a Canuck or something on it. You couldn't even, try. But
Isn't the draft supposed to come up soon or no?
The draft is after the expansion draft, but they can't do it.
Oh.
They probably could do it. I feel like they probably don't want to. They probably don't do anything until this is all settled. But they could probably still do the expansion draft if they wanted to.
So the tempo's pretty slow right now.
But I mean, I didn't realize most of the league are free agents. Like almost, I would say 80% of the league are available. So how you have an expansion draft when all the players are free agents is weird to do that. So I don't know how this goes. Real quick before we go, I gotta talk to you about John Cena's last match. First, what did you think of the show? It was a one match show. The show was whatever. Yeah. How did you feel about the match?
I thought it was a good match. I thought it was booked properly. I wish Cena wouldn't have smiled as he's tapping out. That's what kind of messed it up. I thought the fans going after Triple H was a little harsh because I don't think anyone expected Gunther to lose to Cena. That's not the way Cena would have wanted to go out. So I think it happened the way it did. However, I do like the new heat for Gunther. I like that. I like how he came on Monday and he was joking with everybody, saying they made Cena made him tap like a little bitch. It was beautiful. Well, and now Gunther's the new legend killer because it seems like he's retiring everybody for you.
Well, you saw the AJ tease. I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna get AJ next. It's over.
He's gonna get AJ next and Brock at SummerSlam. So I'm here for it.
Well, it's funny because I knew Cena wasn't gonna win.
Right.
I was curious on how they were gonna do it. Because the tapping out, I'm like, no, he'll probably pass out. They're like, Cena still never quit. He ends his career not quitting, blah, blah, blah. You're right. When he smiled and tapped, I was like, oh. Yeah. Like, it's almost like saying, this is bullshit. Okay.
But then they put a perfect explanation point to what was a horrible setting-off year.
The whole year. Can you give me one moment of the year that was like, damn, that was good? The match with Cody at SummerSlam, I would give you that.
Yeah.
Besides that, it just seemed like the entire year they didn't know what to do, and they were just kind of trying to figure out how to pull it off. And like, we want moments. I think I was listening to a podcast. They were about the moments. I'm like, yeah, but there's a story to this. Like, and then I think Cena said he was willing to do more dates, but they said no, we only need you for 36. I'm like, so you have a guy who's retiring, who's willing to give you more. Like, leading up to the match, you didn't have Cena there to do a promo battle with Gunther? Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, he should have had at least one last promo, right? Promo with Gunther, yeah.
Like, the whole thing, like, it literally, like you said, it capped off a shitty year of this whole retirement tour. And I'm scared for AJ because AJ's not the same level as Cena, so I feel like his retirement tour is like, all right, Gunther and AJ on main event on YouTube. I'm like, oh, cool. That's what we got. The heat on Triple H is great because I think Triple H's booking has been atrocious to the point where I just don't care about. I don't care about the product right now at all.
Which, if you would have told me 10 years ago when NXT was red hot, that we was like, damn it, Vince doesn't know what he's doing. Everything down to NXT is so good. There's no way. There's no way. If you'd have told me, there's no way. No way.
No, I love how it's, you fucked up. You fucked up. I'm like, oh, and then I didn't watch the post show, but I saw it on Twitter. It's like, AEW. I'm like, are they chanting AEW? Like, holy shit. Did he just alienate all the fans in the arena?
And then which was also funny is like, damn, they get all this heat for Triple H, but none for Trump.
Oh, Mick Foley got that nuclear heat on Trump. Mick Foley just quit today and said, I'm not working for them no more. I'm done here.
I kind of like that he took a stand though.
Well, because he was right, and no one else has the balls to say it. And he's like, I'm retired. I'm 60. I'm not coming back. I don't really. And does Mick Foley really need the money? No, I think he's okay. I think he's good. Okay, so he's like, I don't need the money. I don't need the headache. I don't need to be associated with them. I'm to the point where I'm getting to the point where I'm like, if I see Triple H in the White House again, I'm like, I can't. It's starting to affect how I'm looking at things. I haven't watched UFC in 2 years.
Same here. I haven't watched it.
Because I'm like, you can't sit there and keep jerking this guy off and expect.
They're gonna have a freaking match in the White House lawn, which is crazy to me.
There'll be a lot of camels and like buds outside. I'm like, great. There's gonna be a lot of rednecks outside the White House. It'd be awesome to see that. Very looking forward to that. Jay, quick show as always, but thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
All right, go watch this Cup game.
We're gonna watch the Cup game. Let's go Knicks. We'll be back on Sunday. We'll do a show before Christmas, obviously. We may do a show the week of New Year's. I don't even know anymore because I worked 6 nights in a row until 1 o'clock, and my eyes are like half closed. I'm ready to go to sleep. But we'll be back on Sunday. Bruce will be back tomorrow, his normal time, Wednesday, 8 p.m. So check Bruce out. Check us out on Sunday. Go Knicks. For Jason, I'm Kahlil. Thanks so much. Peace.
Peace.
This has been The Box Out with Kahlil Thomas and Jason Kortner. Subscribe now for the best tri-state area basketball talk.